Let's get into it. Very interesting day today. Very interesting day. I'll end up doing a quick session recap, and then I'll do the pre-market plan going into tomorrow's session. So coming into the day for SPY, pretty much hit it on the nose. And right when you're trading for a while, you kind of know these things on like whenever we have such a large gap up or down pre-market, right? Coming into the day, right? Most traders, 9 out of 10 traders, they're really looking to chase the downside for the continuation or chase the upside for the continuation, depending on which side we gap to. But you have to understand that hey, this market may just fill this gap. So that was something to keep in mind. And then also something to keep in mind is all right, if we have sideways action and we just have terrible price action, don't be surprised because we've already had such a large move. So very nice here on SPY. And this played out perfectly. This really was one of my main focuses coming into today. I ended up taking a trade on NVIDIA instead, which I'll break down, which was 735. 735, if we can stay under this, we can see a move lower. If buyers get back over 735, we can see this gap fill play back to the upside. And it looked really, really good. I really wanted this. I just did not get a retest. That looked amazing. You can see we got the breakout back over 735, started to fill this gap, started to trend higher actually. Beautiful price action on the day regarding SPY, especially after how we moved overnight. I actually wasn't expecting much, but this looked good. So we got over 735, started to fill the gap, just never got a retest. So what are we looking for going into tomorrow? As for me personally, there's really no trade here on SPY that I like, but you can look for a pullback short off of 735. Today was the breakout on the daily time frame. As you can see, you got your break, you got your displacement candle. All you got to do is look left, key level, right, key level, being respected very nicely. Pretty much a range break here. That is a solid trade. So you can look for a pullback short off of 735, targeting 725 for that move lower on SPY. Me personally, I'll pass on it. The reason for that being, I kind of just don't like where the daily close. We're kind of almost in between the PDH and the PDL. So I'll pass on it, but that is a valid trade. Of course, if you reclaim 735 tomorrow, pretty much just an inside bar day, I'm pretty much hands off here. Who knows? Buyers may take over, get strong, maybe try and fill this gap. You won't know until you know. But for that continuation lower, you could definitely look for a break and retest under 735 here on the SPY Qs. So I will be watching Qs tomorrow. It's going to be one of my main focuses as well. We have a 4-hour key level here, 714. Break and retest under 714. Break and retest above 724. You'll be over the previous day high, and you can see this gap fill play. So letting my trade come to me. If we sit in between 724 and 714, it's a no trade zone. It's an inside bar day. I'm pretty much hands off there. If you zoom out here on the daily, you can see exactly why. Very strong key levels here. You can see 724, just beautiful reaction. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful reaction. Crazy though. Honestly, very insane. For us to pretty much look like we're going to make new all-time highs literally yesterday. And then, today under 714. Pretty insane, not going to lie. But nevertheless, you can see just a strong key level here. So I love that. So if we get back over that, I mean, that looks beautiful. You're over the previous day high. It's a strong weekly level. We had a hammer stick candle off of that today. So that would just be resistance turning back into support. You can see here, you would have to go on the 4-hour time frame. You can see here, general area being very nicely respected. You would just look for that continuation lower under 714. So that's the game plan for me tomorrow on Qs. I do like the reactions that we're getting here around 714. Right, we're holding this very well. So if we hold this, like I said, we just sit in between the PDH and the PDO. I'm pretty much hands off here. So just letting my trade come to me. Tesla looks good. I haven't taken a trade on Tesla in quite a while. We broke the range. I wouldn't say we got too much displacement here on the daily time frame. You can see here, right, there are some general wicks on Tesla under this 383. That's why you got to be patient and you got to wait for proper displacement. We can see, right, every time we pull down to 383, buyers are stepping up, defending this, and pushing this back up into 416. So all Tesla has been doing is just ranging here. So tomorrow, my main focus is going to be Tesla. Can we get a solid, break and retest or a pullback short off of 383 on Tesla? Or is it just going to be a peak and fail? We won't know until we know. It could just be that. But I do like the reactions we got here today. So going into tomorrow, right, depending on what we do pre-market, if we gap down, I'm looking for a pop and fade. If we open above it, then I'm just looking for a break and retest. But 383 shorts, it's going to be my main focus here on Tesla. Looks really, really good. NVIDIA. So this was a trade that I took on NVIDIA today. This looked amazing. So what I was looking to do was really play the gap fill back to the upside. If you go here and you look at today's session, right, at market open, if you look at SPY and you look at Qs, right, the first 30 minutes were extremely bullish. Extremely bullish. As you can see, bottom left is Qs, bottom right is SPY. So that looked really good as well. You can see NVIDIA here, hammer stick candle, the first 15-minute buyer stepped up very aggressively here on NVIDIA, and then you can see followed up on our other 15-minute candle that, hey, this thing's pushing. So this was the trade that I took here. Give me 1 sec. I'll break this down. Right, I really like this. If you go here on the 1 minute, just give you guys a quick little recap. You go here on the 1 minute, very aggressive buyers. We ended up breaking above the high day. That looked really good. I mean, that was a crazy displacement candle above the high day. We got a very nice break. I had solid displacement here. I entered on this candle here on NVIDIA, which was a 5% loss. Give me 1 sec. So you can see here on NVIDIA, Really good shot here. I gave it a shot. I really wasn't in this trade long. Stop loss -5, so only lost at -1R on the day. Wins are always going to be bigger than the losses. So really good risk to reward. It did end up holding, but I had a very tight stop, as you can see, risking -1R. I got stopped out, and that was all she wrote. And this is why it's very big to really emphasize on focusing on one trade a day. That helps you long term. That helps you with your longevity. Because if I was a sore loser and I kept trying to take my shots here, this is how you blow accounts. This is how you end up having a good loss and you turn it into a terrible day that you just can't really recover from, because then NVIDIA just ended up doing that. So very happy with my one shot attempt. I think I went long right, where is it? Right here on that candle. I remember it. Went long there. It went red to green, hammer stick candle, momentum, as SPY and Q's dip was getting bought up. I took my shot. You can see we ended up trying to hold 203 very well here, but I played a one-day expiration anyway, so I didn't want to sit in that madness anyway. But ended up just being a nice pop and fade off of 203. So coming into tomorrow's session, very simple here on NVIDIA. History likes to repeat itself. NVIDIA has just been stuck in a range anyway. It's been stuck in a range. Like I said, this was a range break, so definitely could have looked for shorts. But going to the day with a bias, don't marry a bias. I saw that it was pushing with the overall market. If we can reclaim this, like SPY reclaimed, I was looking for that gap fill back to the upside. I was incorrect, took my loss, went about my day. Tomorrow, very simple here on NVIDIA. You can see pretty much just sitting between 203, 199. You can see 203 is definitely a strong level. So longs over 203. It's also a gap fill play. You'll be getting above the previous day high. Shorts under 199. All you have to do is look left. Very strong key level here. You can see 3 days in a row we reacted to that. And this is the most recent, right? We don't even have to go way back here. So most recent reactions off of 199 is being highly respected and will also be under the previous day low. So break and retest under 199, longs over 203. If we sit in between these two key levels, I'm hands off there on NVIDIA. As for the sides, right, IWM, really a solid day, not going to lie, on IWM. Let's go here on the 15. So very bullish here on IWM. So what are you looking for? Just longs over 296. All-time highs, it's not that far away. So you still want to see this channel turn into support. If it does want to stay heavy, you can look for shorts under 292. Very strong support level here on the daily. You'll also be under the previous day's low. Apple, just waiting. Just waiting. Let's go here on the 1 hour. Looks a little cleaner here. Apple's just been stuck in this channel. It's just been ranging in between 301 and 295. That's all it's been doing. So just waiting here on Apple for this range break. It may be tomorrow. It may not. We won't know until we know. If we gap under 295, you're just looking for a pullback short off of 295, turning this key level into resistance. So that's really the game plan on Apple, really just waiting for this range break. Amazon, if you're able to catch Amazon today, kudos to you. So the game plan coming into today on Amazon was a pullback short off of 236, retest needed. You ended up getting that beautifully. If you know that's your game plan, you're not looking for long. So even if you reclaim this 236, you know it's most likely a liquidity grab. Right, you ended up getting above 236, based a little bit. You fell back under, you got a nice break and retest, and sellers ended up taking back over on Amazon. So the game plan going into tomorrow now actually changes, which is, if you go here on the 1 hour, right, this looks solid. Today was a very nice break and retest on Amazon. This is what we teach, this is what we know. All we were waiting for was this channel to turn into resistance. You got the break yesterday, you got the retest today. Very, very simple. So what are you looking for? Well, continuation lower here on Amazon. So no longer a retest needed, but you can look for a pullback short here on Amazon. You can go into the day with a bias, don't marry. If Amazon is showing you relative strength compared to the market and you get a very big breakout here with displacement, then you can look for a break and retest above, right? You'll be getting above the PDH. You'll be turning this level back into support, and then you can look for a move back up to the upside. So nevertheless, your key level here going into tomorrow is going to be 236 here on Amazon. Hood. So Hood, it broke pre-market, gap down, retested it today. Still very bullish here. So for Hood, you're just looking for a long over 105. Higher probability shot if you want. Long over 109. So what you can do, less is more. You can get rid of that. That looks really good, right? And then you can just look for your long over 109. That's a higher probability shot. Actually, that looks better. Let's do that. That didn't even make, well, it's a good RR, but if you just don't want to go long into a key resistance level that you can see is being well respected. Now, very simple. Break and retest over 109. You'll also be over the previous day high. You still need to wait for that. We broke this on the weekly. This was a range breakout. We still need to retest that. So very simple there on Hood going into tomorrow. Google, still waiting for this. You got to be patient. We ended up breaking the range. Let's zoom out here. We broke the range here. Finally, right? We got that yesterday. We still need to retest that. So you're looking for the pullback short off of 351 here on Google. Palantir, really did his own thing today. It didn't follow the market that much. We had such a large move yesterday. It didn't gap down too crazy during pre-market like everything else did. So you're just looking for continuation lower here on Palantir to the downside. Not the best price action today, as you can see. So let's go here on the daily. Yeah, on the daily, you got the break. So you'll just be looking for a pullback short tomorrow off of 119. That would be the retest. So look for a pullback short under 119 going into tomorrow for continuation lower. Microsoft, right, ranging now. So just look for a reaction off of 381 or for that continuation lower here on Microsoft off the 365. If you were able to catch this, I actually got a couple of emails, which is pretty cool. A lot of people cashed out on Microsoft. I don't really trade Microsoft too much unless it's around earnings when those contracts can be a little bit tighter on the spreads. But nevertheless, a lot of people capitalize off this. Someone turned this into a swing trade. But break and retest off of 381, we knew this. It was just ranging. You got the break. You got a pop and fade. You got another pop and fade, just beautifully respected. And then you got that flush all the way down to the bottom of the range, 365. So you either look for that continuation lower under 365, or you can look for another opportunity, pull back short off of 381. You can look for a reclaim over this, break and retest above that, turning this back into support. But Microsoft is in a very, very heavy downtrend. So I personally would skip that until we break structure tremendously, like on the higher time frame, maybe something above here. Until then, pull back short 381, continuation lower under 365 on Microsoft. AMD, another name that I'm not really touching, but key levels being respected very well. We pushed into the top of the range, rejected, supply area, and now we're making our way back down to the bottom of the range where you can see buyers are stepping up. So what are you looking for on AMD going into tomorrow if you are looking to trade this name? Well, just shorts under 500. You'll also be under the previous day's low. You'll also be under previous week's low. So a lot of confluence is under 500. Psychological whole number as well. So break and retest under that, good continuation lower, or longs over 547 here on AMD. This name is still relatively strong compared to the overall market. AMD is very, very strong. So just wait for the range break, let your trade come to you. Intel, if you're able to catch this today, kudos to you. This was right off the plan. We knew this. We ended up breaking 128. And we needed to retest that. And today was the retest. So no longer looking for a retest needed because today was the retest. Pull back long on Intel. So very solid there. So what are you looking for going into tomorrow? You can see 133 is also another key level being respected very nicely. So looking for longs over 133. If Intel does want to stay heavy, then you can look for a break and retest under 128. If that sets up, you'll be getting under yesterday's lows and today's lows, previous day's lows, which means price is likely to continue lower and it would be making new lows on the week under 128. So that's something to keep in mind. So I would actually change this to shorts under 128. That looks good. Change that to red. Beautiful. Nice. And you can look for a long over 133, pretty much targeting this after hours high at 144.40. SpaceX, haven't really been touching this, just letting this develop here. But of course, if you want to trade this, just mark out your PDH, your PDL. But you do realize that, or you can see that it is in a very nice downtrend. Something you can do is, this is a nice little setup here. I love that that trend line also hits right on the dot of the previous day high. That would be a break of structure. That would be a nice trend line break. So you could definitely look for a break and retest over that PDH and see something like this. That looks really good. That looks solid, actually. So keep an eye out there on SpaceX. Spreads are good. Liquidity is good. Volume is good. The only thing I will say is the IV. IV is very high here. I don't know how the cons are moving, but just be mindful of that. The IVs are sitting over 100%. So just be mindful of that. But the spreads look good. Volume looks good. Liquidity looks good. So really nothing you got to worry about there on SpaceX. Hope this helps. I will see you guys on